NASA is keeping an eye on Earth's atmosphere. Actually, it's keeping several eyes on the atmosphere. A whole group of satellites, each with several instruments that collect data from the atmosphere, are giving NASA scientists a better understanding of what's in the atmosphere and how it affects all of us. It's called the A-Train, and we're aboard for the ride. Next on Real World. Weather. One of the first things you think about when you start to plan your day. All of your senses work together to capture data, analyze that data, and then assess the situation. The A-Train works like we do, using several sensors to learn about the atmosphere. The A-Train is a group of satellites traveling in the same orbit, just moments apart from one another. Each of the satellites measures the same chunk of atmosphere at approximately the same time. Their collective observations give scientists three-dimensional images of Earth's surface and the atmosphere directly above.
The idea with that is you can basically measure the same part of the Earth system essentially at the same time.
Lynn Chambers is an atmospheric scientist for NASA.
So you're comparing apples to apples when you get the data. And so that allows us to take a lot of different instruments to look at things in a lot of different ways and unscramble what's going on with the atmosphere.
The A-Train is fast, traveling more than 25,000 kilometers per hour in its orbit. Two of the satellites in the train, CloudSat and Calypso, pass the same point just 15 seconds apart. Both satellites measure the same spot in a cloud at the same time. We're going to concentrate on these two satellites. CloudSat uses radar to make observations about clouds.
CloudSat, much like we see the weather radar here on TV every day, it's a cloud radar looking down from space, shooting a radar beam, and looking to see what is there. And so that instrument can actually see pretty much all the way through, even the thickest cloud. Hurricane with rain below, it can really get a good profile of what is happening.
CloudSat radar is more than 1,000 times more sensitive than Earthbound weather radar. It can observe much smaller particles of liquid water and ice that make up large cloud masses that influence our weather. And CloudSat doesn't work alone. Calypso always has CloudSat's back. Calypso is an acronym. It stands for Cloud, Aerosol, LiDAR, and Infrared Pathfinder Satellite Observation. What CloudSat just looked at with radar, Calypso observes with LiDAR. LiDAR measures the time delay between transmission of a laser and detection of the reflected signal.
It shoots a little laser beam down into the atmosphere and then looks to see what comes back.
Observations by Calypso and CloudSat give scientists a better understanding of clouds and airborne particles in the atmosphere. Merging all data provided by A-Train satellites gives scientists a more complete analysis of the atmosphere and air quality.
We can look at energy flows, we can look into the clouds and see the vertical profile of clouds. We can also see things like dust layers, pollution layers, haze layers. It gives us a rich set of information to work with and try to understand what's going on.
Data analysis leads to a better understanding of what's going on in the atmosphere. Kind of like the data analysis at a student weather station. Students use several instruments to gather information about the atmosphere. By using all of the information gathered by these several instruments, students get a better understanding of the environment. And that's what NASA scientists like Lynn Chambers do.
To tap into more information about A-Train, go to www.nasa.gov and search for A-Train.